And welcome back to Disciples of the Force podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Silva. I'm here with my best friend in the world, Austin Hyatt. How's it going, Austin?
Here. Oh, going great, going great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. We had our birthday last week. No one showed up, but it's fine.
Yeah, we kissed each other at New Year's.
Just me and him. Our wives didn't
As the
show
ball
up.
dropped, it was sick. No, it was great. A lot of our friends showed up.
Yeah, it was good. Did our top 10s.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We should do a podcast about our top 10s.
Let's do it, dude. I've got mine pulled up right now.
I gotta I'd have to make mine better because I did mine on a flash. Which is funny because every year I'm like, if you don't know our top 10s, where we do the top 10 actors, actresses, or just models.
Yeah,
Of who we think are just hot. Who you think's hot.
Mm-hmm. Some people, nobody really switched it up this year. I feel like last year somebody did.
And did something different.
Something crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, my wife put a freaking cartoon character up there, so I don't know.
That was sick.
Still trying to figure out what that means.
Hey, I was meaning to text her to thank her for putting all that on. I need to text her, but tell her, would you? I know she listens to this podcast.
Just tell her now.
Yeah.
She actually is getting ready for a test Thursday.
Oh, nice. Okay, I will definitely text her then.
I'm nervous for her, but she'll be there.
She's going to crush it, dude.
New setup right now. I forgot my cable to set up my phone, so that's why it's like this. I don't even know what these things are behind me, dude.
Bro, you've never even seen a
I've
movie,
never seen
bro.
any of these. Are these movies?
Mm-hmm.
What? Mm-hmm. So we're here. Usually do Star Wars news. Haven't seen anything. There might be, but whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything at all. So
I think the biggest thing is just Andor season 2 is what was popping up
Yep.
when I saw it.
I did see some screenshots of Andor season 2, which looked cool. Of course. So
Absolutely.
I have full faith in that. Do we know when that's coming out? Has there been a release date yet? Let's see.
I really think it's the next project to be released.
baby.
Unless it's a movie. I don't think so, though.
No.
All the movies have been getting pushed.
Bro, this is saying April 2025.
Yeah.
That's like soon.
Yeah, it's super soon. Sweet. Hell yeah. Dude.
Hell yeah. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah, brother. So we're going to cover episode 3 and 4 of The Skeleton Crew.
Yep.
So to start off, we find out that I almost said BB-8.
BB-8.
KB.
Yes.
Parents are lesbians. Shouts out. Did you notice that?
I'm so blind to that kind of stuff. I didn't notice. I really didn't notice.
Yeah. So that's cool.
That's sick.
So
We need more of that in Star Wars.
but I liked it because it was so subtle. It was just like life.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it
what I
went
love.
way over my head.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
do we see them alone, or is it only when they're
It's when
grouped
they're
up
together,
with...
but then it's confirmed later on in the next episode because she says, Neil asks, "Does your mom yada yada?" And then KB says, "My mom's yada yada yada."
Man, gosh, bro. We can't get a single project without freaking LGBT. Just kidding. I love that. That's great.
Yeah, sweet. So let's see. So episode 3. Let me just get a quick refresh. I should have done this before we started the
No, it's fine,
podcast.
it's
It
fine.
would have been smart.
So this is...
So they're leaving. They've gotten out of the.
Yeah, John and
Boardings or
Elwood has
whatever.
gotten them out.
Mhm.
They are escaping because this episode opens and they're escaping the spaceport, right? Then they go to John and Elwood's friend,
Yep, the owl.
who is like a sick owl, pretty
Mhm.
cool. And yeah, she's smart. She has all these texts and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I kind of like there's like this you've never seen astrology like that in Star Wars, but I think it makes sense if people would be studying stars. Is
Yeah.
astrology a study of stars,
Trying to think.
or am I thinking of
Astronomy or astrology?
shit? Oh,
I
astrology.
totally know the difference. Astronomy. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
You go.
No, you go ahead.
I don't know the difference.
I'm pretty sure astronomy is like the real science. Astrology is like
The
zodiac science.
Okay. See, astrology's been thrown around so much. That's what I assumed. Astronomy.
Yeah, you're a big
That's right.
believer. In that,
Oh
bro.
yeah, huge.
Big crystal guy.
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah.
What are we actually?
We're Capricorn.
We're Capricorns.
Yep.
Oh, and Gavin too. That's probably why we just
Yeah.
get along.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, we're Capricorns.
One thing I was thinking of when they make him go back and get the droid. Jeez, I'm gonna botch these names. His name is K33. What is it? KM33? CB33?
You better be asking your phone because you're not asking me. Dog. You're not asking me.
Oh, I don't have it down. SM33.
Oh yeah, of course.
They ask him to go back and get him, and I'm like, dude, realistically, there's no shot in hell for these kids. I'm gonna go get a droid. I mean, yeah, it pushes the story and it's important. But
Yes.
I'm just thinking, like, if I was him in that moment, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna get a droid. I'm not going back to
Exactly.
We're in a ship. We're moving. I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Also, what has that bastard done for them?
I know they just like him because he's I don't know, because he's a robot.
Like
A droid, sorry.
he threatened them, then got them to that pirate place. Holy crap! Got them in prison pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, dude's a D-bag. Leave that guy behind.
But one thing I did like when he does go back is all the droids. You do see a B1 battle droid, which I thought was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what happened. But one of them made me laugh when it got up. It just started doing something. And I was like, I don't. This show has very subtle humor
Yeah.
that I actually really appreciate.
The one was it got up and it was like, no, stop them or something like that. And it was anyway, it was a protocol droid. Gosh. Sorry, I'm so rusty. It was a protocol droid, and it was as if he had been deactivated in the height of like a stressful situation. Anyway, it's kind of funny. It
was good. Yeah. This is when we learn the true nature of what is Janad. I'm so
Jod Nanawud.
Jod. I'm just gonna call him Jod.
Yeah, because Jod.
We learn his true nature, that he's the captain,
Mm-hmm.
because he runs into one of those guys and he's like, yeah, she didn't, and that heightens everything. But I'm very impressed by the special effects of the show.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's because I'm watching it on my iPad and maybe it looks better, but you're watching on your QLED stuff.
I'm watching it on my QLED. I'm about to switch over to my OLED. We'll see for these next couple of episodes. Yeah, we'll see. But it looks great. A really good blend of practical and special effects. And
yes.
Like again, I'm just struggling because I'm like, is it because I had such low expectations or what? But like, I think everything looks great. It looks better than the last couple of projects we've gotten.
No,
it honestly looks better than Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Which apparently they put a lot of heart into, but I don't know. And maybe the lighting's just better. I really don't know what it is, but
I thought the same thing as watching. I was like, this is better than any of the previous projects we've seen.
Yeah.
Because, and I think they really do. I do remember thinking this in the other shows, when they do show a spaceship, a starship, they always look amazing.
Yeah.
And this has a lot of that. And so it's not like they're CGIing a lot of characters. It's a lot of practical. I don't know. It just works well.
Yeah.
I love it.
I wonder how much of it was shot in the volume, because it seems a lot darker visually than those shows that were shot in the volume, like Mandalorian and Ahsoka. And so I would be interested to know how much of that was shot inside or outside of the volume.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference maker. I wouldn't know.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
While we're doing that, you can look it up because I can't.
Yeah.
You'll type faster than I can on my phone.
Oh yeah, I'm a fast typer.
Another thing that was just silly. I really appreciate the humor. I've already said it, but there's just been multiple times. But when SM-33 says to Jod, he's like, "Are they really from, Aten?" And he gets close and he gets really serious with him. He's like, "They're definitely from somewhere." And he walks away. I was like, "That's just a dumb cute kid humor."
It is.
And I was like, "It got me. I liked it.
It's great.
I appreciated it."
So it looks like, they've used Command F volume. It's a mix of the volume, like matte paintings, like what were in the original Star Wars, some stop motion, and then obviously like the practical stuff. But it seems like some of it was shot outside of the volume.
That's sweet. I like that. We talked about that last episode, that they were calling into paying homage to the original trilogy, which is sweet to do stuff like that.
Very cool.
And maybe that's why, I think maybe we've put, and this is kind of like maybe in all of film, maybe I'm being too broad with that, but maybe we do rely too heavily on special effects when a practical effect can get it done, I dare say, better in some cases.
Oh yeah, almost always.
Yeah.
I'm like full practical effects now, bro.
Yeah.
I hate. I don't want to see special effects on my screen. Except, there are ways to do it right. I won't be talking movies on this pod, but Nosferatu, there's quite a bit of digital in there, and it looks fantastic. Really? There's this one shot of like a shadow of a hand. It's in a trailer. I'm not spoiling anything. Shadow of a hand reaching out over this town. And that's all digital. Oh. But it's like, it looks practical. It looks like they did this. It looks old school. It's great. So yeah, there's a way to do it, especially with like budget constraints here. And now that I've read a little bit more of this article, looks like they broke the record for the largest number of actors on the volume set ever. So I would assume that's probably like the
cantina. Not
yes,
the cantina,
excuse me,
whatever
the
it is.
cantina scenes.
The outpost, I think. Is what they
Yeah,
called it.
yeah, which I could see how that's the volume. But anyway, regardless of how they've been shooting it, it looks better than the ones before.
Which is nice because it's like they're learning.
Yeah.
I also think that, because I was gonna say when they go to the planet to see the owl, sorry, dude, I should have written down names. I didn't. That seems kind of like it was on the volume when they were walking.
Yes. Yeah.
They're coming apart. But anyways, one thing I did like is when they said, well, what planets are you nearby? And they're like, Alderaan, and then they laughed. She's like, have you missed the war?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's great.
And they're like, what war?
Okay, what war? So
Yeah.
these kids know nothing that's happened.
Yeah.
Which is fun to see because it's like getting pushed into this thing with them. If you're a kid, you really are just like them. Like if you've never seen any Star Wars things, you can actually just hop right in.
Yeah, it's very cool.
None of this has really happened to them. I mean, of course, it has happened in the universe, but in their minds, this is all new.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And to us, it's new as well. So I think that's really all I have for. Oh, there's a part that I was like, how? The very end, KB helps. I can't call her the owl every time.
Yeah,
because that's just disrespectful to my queen.
Bro, come on.
Skeleton Crew. Probably people are yelling like it's I can't pronounce that. Kim. Oh, it is Kim. It's Khymm. But I don't know if they pronounce it like that.
Wait, Kuhymm?
No, I probably said that wrong. Khymm.
Oh, okay, Kim. Yeah, for
Kim.
sure. It's my mother-in-law's name.
Real.
Yeah.
So she goes to help Kim, and then she's like, are we able to trust Jod? Yada yada, all this conversation, and then she's like, if you ever, have like anything happens, just call me. And she said, okay, I will. And then she runs away, and I was like, how are you gonna call her?
Yeah.
Nothing was established.
That's a great point.
In this point that you can call her.
Yeah.
There's been nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll play it later. Maybe it'll be like a flashback that she gave her. I don't know. But
we'll see. Hopefully.
What?
I think she's going to be a really important character. I think she already has been a very important character because from the moment Jod turns to the kids as they're landing and he's like, hey, this friend of mine might stab us in the back. I'm just warning you. Mm-hmm. You hear that from anybody. You're like, okay, I can't trust what you're saying. You're an unreliable narrator in this situation, in this relationship. So like that was for me when I knew like, oh, Jod is a scumbag. And like, he's going to be bad or going to put us in some situations where the kids are in danger. And obviously some of those things are resolved in episode 4 and we'll see as we go on. But like that's a great, like, one line of dialogue to establish who Jod is and who Kim is, and like what their roles are going to be in the story. Yeah,
100%. Especially because, I mean, he's trying to basically say, "Hey, you can't trust her." And when she does freak out, he's like, "Look, you can't. I told you, you can't trust her."
Yeah,
which I do. Yeah, I like. And I remember in the beginning of when they first get there, you hear some comms talking, and Kim's like, "Is that him? Yeah, it's him. Okay, I'll call yada yada."
Yeah, the security. Or whatever.
Yeah, and. At first, when this happened, I was like, "Oh, I think I would have rather not know any of this." And then it just happens, like she just keeps stalling, but you don't know she's stalling. Mm-hmm. But I think it worked out well in the end because he says, "If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're stalling." And she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, that does play really well into it that he picks that up."
Yeah.
So because anyways, that was gonna be my criticism for the whole scene, but I thought it worked out well in the end.
Worked out. And is that all that happens in that episode?
Yeah.
They basically leave the pirate cantina, land there, get some information about Atten or like about their quest.
Yeah, and I think it's important because it does push the story of of the background of what's happening, of why this kind of mystery gets pushed more and more to Atten. Where is it at? How come they don't know about it? And they kind of establish, there are these planets. So it definitely did well for the story, but not as far as like action or anything. Nothing really. Crazy. Yeah, you see X-wings, which is sweet.
Pretty sweet.
I think that's it. Episode 4.
Okay, episode 4. French kids on this planet. Awesome.
You said you didn't like it.
I didn't really like this episode. And honestly, as soon as you bring a French kid, I don't hate the French. In fact, I'm learning French.
Oh.
Je n'en veux les actrices petites. I think that means I don't like the small actress. And that might not be French. I don't know. I've been learning French hardcore because I'm going to the French part of Switzerland, and I want to be able to speak it.
Talk to the peoples.
Yeah. But anyway, that chick bugged me. I don't know why. Like, just the accent's so annoying.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I didn't like. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Actually,
But okay, and it's not just that. That's like a really shallow criticism. But just the story device of, oh, we've landed on this planet where the kids are equal to the adults. How fitting. And I feel like that's really geared towards kids that are watching this show where like that just doesn't click with me. What's that TV show where the kids are smart, but the
Code Names Kids Next Door?
Yeah. That one for sure. What's the one I'm thinking of?
Like they're super smart and the parents are dumb.
The parents are dumb. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Codename Kids Next Door. Holy cow! I'm stuttering today.
Yeah, because number one's dad is Zero, and he was the founder of Codenames Kid Next Door. If you didn't know that, I watched.
Whoa.
It's funny you say that. I watched because it was on YouTube and it came up and it said the whole history of Codenames Kid Next Door, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen as a kid I watched it a bunch, but I didn't know the ending. It's actually a pretty in-depth storyline.
Dude, I gotta watch that.
It's actually pretty crazy.
How many TV shows did we just watch as kids all the time, but never like saw it play all the way through?
Oh, there's Foster Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah,
same.
There's like a definitive storyline to that.
Yeah, not a definitive. It does like end. But so this guy had like a YouTube page of all those shows and I was watching.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was like, what did happen? But
dude, you might have to shoot that over to me.
Dude, Codenames Kids Next Door is actually like, it's got lore, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Okay, sick.
Anyway, I see what you're saying that it is kind of, it does play into the whole, they're kids. Oh, perfect for in a setting that we're like adults now. But to me, I liked it because it reminded me of early Mandalorian of when you'd go to a planet that you knew nothing about and it was explored. Because that's what I loved about the Mandalorian in the beginning is we just go to a planet we'd never seen. And it's like, but to me, I liked it because it was like, this is like their sister planet.
Yeah.
And so this is how this played out here. So whatever they're doing, whatever like experiment, I don't know what we're going to call it, but did not pan out the way that they were hoping.
Yeah.
And I just liked the way it kind of all unfolded. I see what you're saying. Kind of the main like storyline was kind of but I kind of liked how it overall was. I don't know if I'm just making sense.
No, I agree with you. Dude, it's kind of like communism, you know? Like communism looks great on paper, but in practice, it's always failed. It's like, is that what they're going for?
Maybe that's exactly what they're going for.
I don't know.
But I was gonna. Okay, so I do like. Well, this is just a total side note. I don't know if you remember this. Do you think KB might be a little autistic?
KB, the girl.
The girl with the little.
She's got to be.
I only say that because in this episode, there's like a couple of things I was like, either or maybe she's just really socially awkward. Not to just put.
We're not clumping that in.
But there's a part where they start shooting at the statue, and they all get down, and she's just like staring at it. Like pull her down. I was like, that was weird. And then there's a part where they're shooting, and he goes to give her a high five, and she just kind of like looks at it, like not knowing what to do.
Oh, really?
And then she like does it really awkwardly. And the only reason why I say all that is because there's a point where she's like really into numbers. She's like, well, statistically, and she's like gets really into it, which is a fixation kind of a thing. Not to be confused with film fixation.
Film fixation, yeah.
I don't know. It might be. It could be inclusive in that sense, or she could just be socially awkward.
I didn't clock that, maybe because I'm autistic. There's a lot of stuff I didn't clock. I'm going to be more locked in these next episodes. But yeah, we do have neurodivergent characters in Star Wars.
What does that mean?
Like neurodivergence is autism is a form of it. Let me get a definition.
Yeah, can we Google that for me?
So it means having a brain that forms or works differently. So pretty broad, differing in mental or neurological function from what is considered typical or normal, frequently used in reference to autistic spectrum disorders. But our boy on the Bad Batch, that guy's autistic. That was like confirmed straight up.
Echo?
Tech.
No, Tech.
Tech, yeah.
Didn't mean G like that. Echo. Well,
Oh, so you think it's an insult?
That came out bad. I'm not even going to try to justify it. We're just going
Crazy.
to gloss over that. Anyway, well, that's kind of what my point was going with. At this point, like they're just giving representation.
Yeah.
Could be. But I didn't realize that Tech was confirmed.
All but confirmed. Let me see if he's confirmed. Dude, I'm throwing false claims out here.
War was all but confirmed. There was a part that I thought was actually, I thought it was just a well-timed joke, is when Jod is still on the starship and the other group comes.
Yes.
I want to say the Huttese. That's not the name. It's
Huttese.
It's something like that, though. Something with an H.
been 2.5 weeks since I watched this, bro. I'm sorry. I do not know the names.
You're good. But they said the name twice.
Yes, yeah.
And then they come out and they're like talking to him, and he's like, he's about to say something to like defend himself for them to not like shoot him, and then he goes, "You know what? Just shoot me." I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that joke.
Yeah.
But we do get Neil's kind of not his maybe a character arc, a mini character arc for him. It's really heavily focused on him, how he's kind of a coward. He's like scared to do anything. He's like, I'm not a warrior. I can't do any of this kind of stuff. I'm all about peace. Like,
right.
I don't want to do any of this. And I'm like, me and Neil, the more this goes on, the more we just.
Hell yep, brother.
But I did kind of like it because at the very end, SM-33 goes rogue.
Uh-huh.
When he's told to forget why he doesn't know Aten. And that's, sorry, I'll take a little step here. I do like that story of, we have this mystery of how they're going to get home, where is their planet, and then all of a sudden someone that we've had the whole time has this information.
Yeah.
I like that. That is,
yeah.
Oh, now this person has now become our enemy.
Yeah, it's great.
I thought that was
great.
A great way. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, that's one thing this episode was really good at, was like totally reestablishing all of those characters. You have that character arc for Neil, for Droid Guy, where he totally flips, and then Jod. We see that he's kind of a scumbag in the last episode. Now he's like willing to save the kids and all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of character progression over this episode,
which I really liked. And I don't know, I like the way the story is just going, that now all of a sudden we got this big threat that's with us, and like you're, of course in any show you're about to get home, and we can't, because the only place that they need is destroyed. Yeah. And that's going back to why I really like this story, is like, oh, here are all the planets, here are all the coordinates. Like, there's something more mysterious than what we originally thought. It wasn't just this one planet, it's a system of planets.
Yeah.
I just think it made the story more, I guess, more in depth. I really liked it. That's why I really liked the episode, for these little things that are happening.
Yes, and I agree. My one question with that was like, can't you have the coordinates of the other planets, the other sister planets, just go there, and that's probably there, right? Unless SM-33 destroyed all of them, like went one by one to those planets just to knock out those rocks.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, in my head, that's exactly what's going to happen in these next episodes. But it could be that they're already totally obliterated.
Right.
Or there was another thought I had. Or maybe they're more intrigued that he does know. Maybe they're just going to try to get the information from him rather than go to the other places. I don't know. Could be either one.
We shall see. I'm sure it's that the latter, what you were saying. So,
but I will say this. I think how they did this episode with Neil, and they really gave him an in-depth, like kind of his episode. So in the beginning, it was Wim. We got a really in-depth. I definitely see that the rest of these episodes might have for each character.
One by one,
more, which I'm fine with. That's just a usual thing that happens. But because, I mean, to be fair, I do like Wim as a character, but I would be sick of him if I had to watch him.
Yeah, that's true.
Just, I don't know. I like learning about other people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I do like where the story is heading. Is now there's more of a mystery. There's this crew that was ordered to forget Aten, and then all of a sudden they're allies, now an enemy. I don't know. I think it's heading in a fun direction.
Yeah, I agree. I'm pumped for it. Because now they've played their card of like the kids or the adults. Like, seriously, that's my beef. That's what I didn't want this show to be, was like, what am I trying to say here? Like, I like the kids as an underdog story, which I think most of the show has been. Mm-hmm. When you place the kids as like equal to adults, it takes all of the wonder out of the story and all of like the appeal for me. Because I'm like, why aren't we just watching adults do this then? I don't know, yada, yada. And of course, that was just like for 20 minutes on one planet. Who cares? So I'm glad that they played that hand. So now we can get back to like, they're out of their depth outside in the galaxy, which will be cool. So,
but kind of going into that, it is funny to me. There are points where I feel like Jod could have just been like you're just kids. Like, I'm just going to do what I want, which is funny to me, but I don't know why that is. Like when they tell him to stay with the ship, there's really no reason. If I'm going to do, I'm like,
screw you kids.
Yeah, okay, I'll stay here. You go. I'm like, I'm going to. Do. I mean, to be fair, now I forget they did tell SM-33 to babysit him.
Right. So maybe he couldn't go.
Because he would. threatened to kill him.
Yeah.
So I guess that does actually make sense. All right, I take that criticism back.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Any predictions for where I think I give my predictions what I think's kind of going.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, I'm just interested in the great work back on Atten. And like, why do they not know? Because I noticed they call. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Does Wim's dad call the government the Republic or the New Republic? Because if the kids don't know that the war happened and that there's a new republic and all that stuff, do the adults know? So, like, that's a really interesting wrinkle to me. That, like, if nobody knows and the supervisor or whatever, is that what it's called? Administrator or supervisor?
Yeah.
If he or she is, like,
knows
pulling the strings on all of this stuff for, like, a sinister purpose, I think that would be really cool. So that's kind of a prediction I have if they're in the dark. If I'm mistaken, then I have no idea, but that would be cool.
I think you're right with that because there's a point in the second episode or third episode, I can't remember. I think it's the second episode where they're talking. No, sorry, it is the third episode. They're talking about like we got to get our kids back.
Yeah,
and they say we can't because we have to talk to this person and they have to give permission for us to leave to go do that.
Yes.
Like, why can't we just get permission? So I feel like the parents, at least that whole level, doesn't know.
Yeah,
because I feel like they'd be like, oh yeah, I guess we have to. I don't know. I feel like in their minds they would have clicked like, oh yes, I forgot because of these rules.
Right.
But they're more of like it kind of in the dark of like that doesn't make any sense. Why can't we just go get the kids? Why can't we leave the planet to go get our kids? This is insane.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're right in that aspect.
Yeah, and we'll see. Like, and that goes back. I know it sounded dumb, and I made a joke about communism earlier, but like, that's another interesting thing to me is, it seems like there's this equal distribution of wealth, and they live in like a police state, even though it seems kind of like a utopia. Mm-hmm. Like those security droids are freaking me out on that, and like how much control they have over everything. And so like maybe because this seems so egalitarian and like a utopia, maybe that just leads me to believe there's a sinister thing behind it. Maybe that's my bad assumption, but I don't know.
No, I think you're right. I think it could be one of those things of like, I've seen how evil everything is outside of it. I want to keep it.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh yeah.
It could be one of those, or it could be seriously just the sinister plot of like, no, I just want to control people.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, and I like it. I think it's fun where we're heading. We got a plethora. We got a boatload, a buttload, however you want to say.
Yep, buttload
of episodes to go. When actually we have 4.
Yeah, we're halfway. That's crazy. But episode 5 and 6 are out now.
7 will come out this week.
So we I could go watch those tonight, bro. Got the house to myself.
So. Oh yeah, what's Grace at?
She started school today, so she had to go to school.
Hell yeah.
Sucks for her.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
Hey, keeping her on a leash?
Oh, brother. Yeah. Are we ever? Dude, oh, sorry. Go ahead. No. I was just going to say before we wrap, shout out to our friend Forrest and Shayla. They're having a baby as we speak.
As we speak, she's in labor.
Yeah.
Which is crazy how long labor is.
Seriously. I was like, he texted us at 10 or whatever this morning. I was like, oh, cool. She'll have this baby by noon.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then he's like, yeah, hopefully by 11. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She's sitting there for 12, 11 hours.
Well, that's what's crazy too, because I forgot someone had told me a while back when the water breaks, like in television, everyone's like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?" It's like it still doesn't happen for hours after that.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's what he said. The water had broke, but she's only 5 centimeters dilated. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
5 inches?
5 feet? Possibly?
5 feet. No, congratulations to them. We're excited to see the little baby. I won't spoil their name.
Yeah, we will not reveal her name, but we are excited.
We're excited. It'll be fun. Forrest, you're going to be a great dad.
Hey, and if little girl, if you're listening to this in 15 years, because you probably will be.
We're going to be big by then.
Yeah, we're going to be huge. We already love you,
Yeah.
We love your parents. We already love you.
And apparently, we love one of your parents.
Yeah.
And it's Shayla.
Yeah.
It's not your dad.
Yep.
And apparently you've kicked my ass in golf by this time, which we'll see what that happens.
Oh, that'll happen. Dude, she'll be ready out the womb, bro.
Maybe.
Anyway, just wanted to shout that out. So
huge shout out. Happy for him.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else. Sorry, we're a little behind on it, but we're getting to it. Thank you for listening. Comment your theories and comments below.
Please, yeah. We will be back and better than ever next week.
Yeah.
So
we'll be pristine.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for being a disciple of the Force.